A year ago, I attended the graduation of Class 13 in this very room to watch a close friend of mine walk the stage. At the time, I was a server at a burger joint. I was working 7 days a week with 7 to 12-hour shifts. I was overworked, underpaid, and every day I felt a tiny piece of myself threatening to crumble for its lack of purpose. I had accepted that my fate was sealed. And having had friends in the program, I thought of what a lot of people think when they hear about Year Up. Oh, nuh-uh, that's a scam. 1 year. Fries with that to Fortune 500. How could it be real? But then I saw the faces of these achievers. I saw the faces of their proud families, all in their prim-pressed Sunday best. I saw the hope in their eyes. I saw students bravely taking the stage, telling stories of how they had conquered so much misfortune and now were full-time employees at places like Dropbox and Facebook. Their words lit a spark in my tired soul and made me believe that it wasn't a pipe dream to work a job that didn't require an apron. I remember my knees trembling vicariously at the fear they must have been feeling in that moment. I was the kid that was afraid of saying, "Here," during roll call in class. Telling their story in front of so many people, they had to be some kind of crazy. And just a few short minutes after that thought, I started crafting my Class 15 graduation speech. It was like looking at a mountain and wanting to climb it. However unreachable it seemed, this was a challenge that I set for myself before my year up even started. And a year later, it looks like I made it, right? And then the Year Up Silicon Valley journey began. We started as 80, then we became one. Different walks of life, yet united toward the same goal. The process was similar to watching a group of children bunching together and kicking the one soccer ball, then realizing they were on the same team. Lots of fumbling, improvising, and figuring out how to work together. But then it clicked, and each new daunting project became an opportunity to prove ourselves and what we could do. From inventing a product and pitching it to investors as a team during demo day in week 7, to week 14's double-digit hours squinting at HTML code, to the feeling of absolutely nailing your public speech, which never happened. We bonded in our growing work ethic, as well as knowing where we had come from. When Europe asked us about our why, the defining reason for wanting to take this journey, it was clear that we were all fighting for something. We came from a history of having the odds stacked against us and rebelled against a fate that was predetermined by a faceless masses that had no right to deny us our sense of success. We are all here because somebody somewhere made us feel like we could never amount to anything better. They told us we weren't qualified enough, and we complied. They told us quips about an identity that we felt defined part of ourselves, and we stayed silent. They told us, yeah, can I speak to your manager? And we called on someone that would know what they're doing. But today, we have the qualifications to rival our peers. Today, we wear our identity with the dignity and the pride of someone who can empower others to speak up when we did not. Today, we are well on our way to becoming those managers. And today, we mark July 30th, 2016 as the day that we continue to carve our futures based not on our gender or the color of our skin, but on the merit we have earned through our hard work and due diligence. But we really are, thank you. But we really are the unspoken few, and Year Up gave us that opportunity to deny our pasts defining our future. My teenage years were spent in homes that taught me I was powerless. I was diagnosed with panic disorder, severe depression, anemia, pneumonia, and malnutrition. I was collapsing from a lack of sleep, a lack of food, and a lack of will to live. My parents treated this with words that I would never graduate high school. I was a broken child that needed fixing, and that I needed to stop faking being sick. At 18, they told me not to come back home. and if I did, the locks would be changed. I looked my mother in the face as she told me, "Love is something you earn, and you don't deserve it." It was almost physical, the feeling of a piece of my integrity disappearing. I took refuge in the home of a boyfriend that saw the same fractured girl that my parents had. He treated those flaws not with words, but with his hands. Through a cracked rib and regular bruises that I only hoped could be masked by clothing, I lost more precious pieces of myself. From being unseen and unheard to speaking in front of you today, the fundamental difference was whether or not I was going to accept other people making me feel unacceptable. So one by one, I found pieces of my pride in accomplishing everything anyone said I couldn't do or didn't deserve. In high school, I woke up before the sun rose, commuted 5 hours every day for 6 months, fought tooth and nail working with counselors, teachers, and the vice principal to walk at my graduation. And when the day came, I was clad in a silky white robe and taking hold of my diploma just to look out at an empty plot of seats where my friends and family should have been. In college, I was working 3 jobs and going to school and still didn't have enough money to earn a degree and walk once more. And now I stand in front of so many individuals that I'm so honored by, so proud of, and I know are proud of me. At this point, the other graduation, who cares? We're not topping this. I know I'm not the only one when I say that Europe empowered me more than any other point in my lifetime. What started as a mission to close the opportunity divide became a movement that would bring together individuals, companies, and industries alike. Through every interaction, I feel us all becoming whole as I become whole myself. Through the camaraderie I've found in my fellow trainees, I discovered a piece of the trust that I had been afraid to give to anyone close. At my internship at Airbnb, I found a piece of myself through their warm welcome, their wonderful senses of humor, and their willingness to teach me skills that I know I will continue to use forever. In this case, commuting 5 hours between San Jose and San Francisco was a welcome adventure when I knew I'd love my destination. The companions I've made of fellow students, coworkers, managers, and instructors alike are unrivaled in the way that they've inspired me. To our corporate partners, thank you for introducing us to a new world in which we could take root and grow, twisting to brave every challenge and reaching toward the sky like a valiant sycamore. My instructors, you showed me the value of giving feedback that allows us to see the untapped strength in ourselves. My colleagues, you showed me strength, resolve, and resourcefulness, especially when it came to sharing one break room and one printer among 80 people. And to myself, I proved that I am not powerless. There was a fire lit in me, Gerald Dratavian, that you're going to have to take responsibility for when the graduates in this room go on to change the world. And I can honestly say that today, I am no longer broken. And Europe did not put me back together, but gave me the sight to find my pieces. As you collect these parts of yourself, it becomes easier to see those around you finding their elements as well. It's been a blessing and a journey beyond words watching all of these young adults move forward to their success. And now, with eyes wide open, I can set my sights to a path left untrodden as a network analyst at Apple. And since it's the Europe way, I know you all do the same. Now, I'm usually the giggly one in my learning community, so for my professional brand has a time limit on how long I'm allowed to be serious. So, young professionals, I want you to look to the person at your left. Give that person a high five. Now I want you to look to the right. You know what to do. These people are your Europe Bay Area brothers and sisters. We are one, we are ambitious, and together, we are the graduating class 15.